Welcome to the third day. The third day of the journey. I believe it would be nice for you to see the glimpse of the monument that I visited on the third day of the journey. Okay, we are back. So, the day kind of started like this. I finished the text and prepared the pictures to send to the web portals, to upload it on forums, etc., etc. And I did. And I stayed at my friend's place. You remember from the last video, he's called Little Dragon. So I stayed at his apartment. The moment we hang around in the morning, of course, a little bit, had a few laughs, and then it was about time for me to continue my journey. But I was hungry, of course, and he recommended some local restaurant that is called Kod Muje, at Muja's place, something like that. And he said, bro, that's like the best cevapi you will find in Banja Luka, etc., etc. And I was pretty hyped. And he said that a bunch of people, like public figures from my hometown, is going there to grab the cevapi. And I was like, okay, so I guess they gotta be good. I ordered the standard portion and, well, I wasn't disappointed. They were good, but maybe I was too hyped, so my kind of criteria went above expectations, if you understand. But they were good, just maybe I was too hyped, I don't know. Anyway, from Banja Luka, I start my journey to the mountain of Kozara. I will put the links for every monument that I visit. I will put the link in the description so you guys can read about petals, etc. Why those monuments, to whom are those monuments dedicated, etc., etc. I believe that it is better, if you want to know a bit more about those places, to read about them with a proper article than me explain to you in some digested version or something. So I start my journey and I went like full throttle to the mountain of Kozara. And then I went up following the road, and it was really curvy road. You cannot lean the bike because those curves and were very, very short, and it was like an elbow almost. Curve-like roads, but I managed to get on top of the mountain, and there is like a huge parking lot, and on one side there are souvenir shops, like small ones, but on the other I saw a hotel, which is kind of unexpected for me. It seemed like recently renovated or a new one, I don't know. That struck me a little bit odd, because I was expecting, because there was civil war in those areas, I expected it will be like maybe some traces of a war, so to speak, like I don't know, not crates, but damaged buildings or something. But that one looked pretty new, you know. There were stairs. Stairs were a bit, not broken, but uneven, so to speak. And then I climbed at the top. When you look through the trees, you can see just the bottom part of the monument, and you couldn't see the true height of it. But once I get on the field, on the clearing, it was like, oh my God, this really, really is big. We had the picture of that monument taken from the helicopter, of course, like 40 years ago when I was in elementary school, and there was like a picture from a bird view, you know. But once you get there, then you can truly see how big it really is. So immediately I start shooting photos like I couldn't believe it, and everything was, the grass was cut, the people were having like fun there, children were running around. There is even like a small park for the kids with a seesaw and playground, and I start walking around. It really was twice the height than Memorial Park in Jasenovac. Felt like great just being there. I went on the left side, I saw a vehicle. It is, I believe, M8 Greyhound. The partisans used it during the war period. Also, there is a cannon, and there is like a small museum that was built 50 years ago, or even 60, but it has a really like modern architecture design. And when you pass that small museum that is on the slope, actually, when you pass it, there is like I saw some huge house. It was like a one-floor building, and I tried to take a picture of it, and there was a guard like waving around. No, stop, you can't do this here. And I said, okay, I didn't know it. And then I, of course, realized there is like this big sign, like no photographs. I believe they're making some, how should I say, meetings of the state officials or whatever, you know. Okay, so I went back, and behind the monument, there is like some sort of a maze that you walk through, and then you entered the place where should be something like a eternal fire lit there, but it wasn't when I came. That area is surrounded by a wall, and on the wall there are names of the people who died during the Battle of Kozara. There are names that origin from Croatia, from Serbia, from Bosnia. There are Muslim names, like Catholic names, etc., etc. I mean, it's all mixed. Like during those days, all that region came together fighting a greater evil, so to speak. It's not so to speak, but exactly that. So I was kind of maybe it will be overstatement if I say I was overwhelmed, but I did feel something, you know, like unordinary when I was at the plain field in front of the monument. At one point I came to the bench and I just wanted to sit there for a moment to, I don't know, just feel that moment, if you know what I mean. And I remember there were two kids playing in the playground, and I remember that mother was calling a kid by name of the Muslim origin, but also mom called the kid's dad by the Serbian name. It was kind of like moment with that picture of the monument and the names I saw behind the monument on the walls. It was kind of, you know, it felt good. I don't know how to explain it differently. I spent some time there relaxing and also planning my route. And of course, at one point, it was time for me to continue my travel. And I decided to go to Bihać. That is the town that belongs to the Federation in Bosnia. I don't know, I just sat on the bike and with some, you know, like good vibe, you know, that I kind of got there. I just continued my journey. So I came back to that little town Kozarac and continued my journey towards Bihać. And there is like a great part of the road that goes that actually follows, goes parallel with the river of Una. The road is great, and it is going like a serpent, but it is, the quality of the road is great, and it is like kind of, when you're riding the motorcycle, it felt like, I don't know, dancing a waltz or something. It just, you know, like went perfectly, and I just had to stop at one point and to take a picture. But you cannot see on the picture how enjoyable that road is for the ride, but I hope you will get some impression. And the place where I stopped, also there is the waterfalls of that river Una. They're not big, but it is kind of like a nice place to rest for 15-20 minutes. I continued my journey towards Bihać, and a very important thing during my period when I was doing the reportage, there was I believe it was a soccer world championship. And the moment I entered the town of Bihać, I kind of merged into huge crowd of cars, and everybody had like the flags of Bosnian Federation on the hood. Everybody was waving, and I was like, bro, is it like some holiday or something? While I was trying to get out of the crowd, because they were like carrying me like a river, I realized that there were a majority were like younger people, male and female. They were actually preparing themselves to watch the game of Bosnia playing against, I don't know, some team. And I parked my motorcycle in the very center of the town. I think it was like a motel, hotel or something, but it was pretty nice, and it was brand new. So I paid the room there, and which was kind of great. So I left my ID, I paid the room, and I said, okay, I'll pick up the ID in the morning. I went there, put the stuff in the room, and then I went down at the motel's cafe to, you know, like write about and prepare the photos of today's travel for them to be published in the morning. While I was drinking the juice and typing, a man approached me. He introduced himself and asked me how I ended up in Bihać, and I explained to him, I introduced myself, of course. I told him that I'm doing a photo reportage about the monuments dedicated to the people who fought in the Second World War. He said, can I join you? And I said, yeah, of course, sit down. And we had like a really, really nice and warm chat. He's a local photographer. At that time, he was trying to make good photos of town of Bihać, so it will be presented to the tourists. And he knows a lot of people there, because I believe he was the only one, if I remember correctly, that is doing that professionally. So yeah, we sat there for a while, and he offered to come to pick me up in the morning to show me the monuments in suburbs of Bihać, to show me the partisan graveyard that is in town, and most importantly, to show me the building where first, how should I say, meeting of the political figures of the people's resistance took place. And with that agreement for the early morning meeting with Izet, I kind of concluded that day during that third day of my travels. And yeah, I guess this is the end of this video. There will be more, it's only the third day. So I guess I'll see you next time.